Many people unknowingly put their personal items or groceries here, where a child may have been sitting with a soiled diaper, potentially spreading E. coli. To prevent the spread of viruses, remember the basic hand washing rules. And if you cough, make sure it's in your sleeve, not in your hands. And if you're sick, make sure you stay home. Symphony Privet, ASU TV News. The Million Hearts campaign is designed to prevent over 1 million heart attacks and strokes over the next 5 years. It's important to know your ABCs. A for appropriate aspirin levels, B for good blood pressure control, C for good cholesterol levels, and S for smoking cessation. A student from the radio TV department can shoot and edit footage, as well as keep up with breaking news, amongst other things, using the iPad. There are several apps available for students of every major. Symphony Privet, ASU TV News. The Women Can Run program is a free 10-week clinic that shows women the proper running and walking techniques leading up to a 5K. These same concepts taught in the magnet schools will be carried on into the students' secondary education. Starting fall 2013, Jonesboro High School will become the academies at Jonesboro High School, giving the students the same learning options. If you choose to use one of these supplements, do so wisely and after you know how your body is going to react to it, or else you could end up in the hospital next. Symphony Privet. ASU TV News. You'll want to prepare an emergency kit in case you're stranded on the side of the road one night. Your emergency kit should include a cell phone, a blanket to keep warm, a lug nut jack, and a flashlight. Symphony Privet, ASU TV News. Many people don't realize how many germs are picked up on their hands every day. Many of them come from household and other surfaces we come in contact with on a daily basis. These are bacteria from a cell phone, a windowsill, a refrigerator handle, knobs on a sink. The nastiest of them all could be the bottom of your shoe and the seating area of a shopping cart.
And we put our purses on the floor. Well, then we put our purses on the table. And then we eat off that same table without thinking that we might have potentially spread some germs from our shoes to our purse, from our purse to our table.
Many people unknowingly put their personal items or groceries here, where a child may have been sitting with a soiled diaper, potentially spreading E. coli.
Not only clean off the handles, but also clean off that little part where the baby sits.
Dr. Huggins recommends using a 1-part bleach to 10-part water solution to clean and disinfect a multitude of surfaces. To prevent the spread of viruses, remember the basic hand washing rules. And if you cough, make sure it's in your sleeve, not in your hands. And if you're sick, make sure you stay home. Symphony Privet, ASU TV News. Regularly checking the tread and pressure on your tires is particularly important during this time of the year because cold air can cause the air pressure in your tires to decrease.
You know, tires are the biggest, are your number one safety feature on your vehicle.
The tread on your tires are just as important to make sure the tires have a good traction and ensure your safety while driving.
Those newer vehicles, they have long life antifreeze in them that goes well up to 100,000 miles, but just to double check and be sure that you have the correct amount and that you have and that it is protecting your engine down below freezing.
It is also very important to have your battery tested. Cold weather could cause a weak battery to die. Check the condition of your windshield wipers and the level of your windshield wiper fluid in your vehicle. You may want to refill yours with a solution containing de-icer to keep ice and snow off your windshield. Visit your local auto parts store for many of these maintenance items. You'll want to prepare an emergency kit in case you're stranded on the side of the road one night. Your emergency kit should include a cell phone, a blanket to keep warm, a lug nut jack, and a flashlight. Symphony Privet, ASU TV News.
Jonesboro Public Schools were converted into magnet schools 6 years ago to give students and parents more choices. Dr. Wilbanks says the transition was a smooth one and parents were very receptive to the idea.
We included them in many informational meetings, took them on some trips so they could visit some magnet school that were already in place. Just help tie the community and each of our magnet schools.
As long as students are in the Jonesboro School District, they have a choice to go to any of the 5 magnet schools. The core curriculum is still taught at all schools, but in a way that interests the child. I visited the Micro Society Magnet School, where students learn leadership skills through the businesses they run in the school.
You know, all the research shows that when students are highly engaged in learning, that they're more likely to succeed in school. And so having students have a choice gives them a chance to really look at what interests them and what's sort of fun for them.
Math and science is incorporated into the classrooms at Jonesboro Health, Wellness, and Environmental Studies by the health and nutritional aspects of growing plants and preparing healthy meal choices.
If we're teaching measurement, we're not just in a classroom measuring objects, we're out in the garden measuring plants on one day, recording that information, and then coming back maybe a week later and measuring that plant again to see how much it's grown. So they're getting measurement, they're getting addition and subtraction, they may be dealing with fractions, but they're also learning the scientific process.
These same concepts taught in the magnet schools will be carried on into the student secondary education. Starting fall 2013, Jonesboro High School will become the academies at Jonesboro High School, giving the students the same learning options.
Symphony Privet, ASU TV News.